And before I introduce her to you, let me invite everybody to please head to Ayo Gutierrez Facebook page because we are now streaming live our event today. So make sure to go to Ayo Gutierrez and start sharing our live video. Okay, everybody, why is it important for us to learn the art of hosting? Wherever you are, you will be called, whether you are prepared or not, to sometimes host an event. And why is it important for you to know this? It's because when you start addressing the audience, when you start organizing and even, facilitating a certain event, lalabas at lalabas ang marami mong skills. And you're gonna build on that. It's like stacking a lot of your skills together as a public speaker. So tonight, I want to tell you that our host is a teacher by profession and a host by passion sa kanyang puso. So wag na natin patagalin. How do we do the art of hosting or power hosting made easy by super energetic MJ, our host tonight. Okay, Coach MJ. Take it away.
All right, there you have it. Good evening, a vibrant evening to everyone. I know some of my students are still hopping in because they just logged out like I think 7 p.m. So for those who's here already, thank you so much. To our audience, we have how many? Oh, 1,000, I think. I'm just kidding. So let's do this. We'll be sharing with you, not only about hosting, but a lot of stuff in store for you guys. So just please promise me to have a pen and a paper ready, so you'll have your note taking later. Okay. Hang on real quick. I'll just present my slide. Okay, there you have it. Okay, can someone tell me if you can see my slide clearly? Yeah, yes? Okay, so to my participants tonight, I will be giving out 100,000. Did you hear that? Just kidding. 100 peso load to the most participative audience later on at the end of my talk. Okay, so if you are not shy enough, I really would love to hear, a participative audience later. Okay, so let's start by showing you this picture. Are you guys familiar with this picture? Who can tell me who is this lady here? If you know the answer, unmute your microphone and buzz your name so I can recognize or I can acknowledge you. Okay, go. Who is this lady here? Uh, Rinalyn. Rinalyn, can you hear me? Who is this lady? Can you identify who is this lady here? Unmute your microphone. Rinalyn Bayati. I think she is in the road. Okay, how about Richie? Nobody knows this lady. I think she's famous.
Jane De Leon.
Oh, there you have it. Who is that very brave soul to unmute her microphone? Can you please tell me your name so you will be recognized?
It's Jane De Leon, teacher MJ.
Jane De Leon. And who is that? Who answered that? Jane De Leon?
Celebrado Jackie Lo, teacher. Grade
Celebrado.
11 Forest.
Thank you so much. Okay. And you may also use the chat box. Okay. So you already have 1 point there, Celebrado. Okay. So this is Jane De Leon and she is Darna, right?
Nice.
So
Yes.
what do you think Darna has that other people does not possess?
Power.
Power. Yeah. And it's not just power, but superpower, right? What if I tell you that tonight I will be giving you superpower? Yeah, you heard it right. Because tonight we can be her. I can be her, you can be her. Okay? And that is possible. And if you can notice here the picture, there is a microphone, the gold microphone. Yeah. Because that will be our superpower, our instrument, our voice. And we can amplify that if we know how to use it right and how to maximize our hidden potential. All right. So let me share you uh-huh, superpower model from Coach MJ. So here, let us unlock first what is power. Power is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. So you have the power if you have that ability. Now, what is power in a person? Personal power is the ability to influence people and events. Wow, big word. Influence, meaning to say you are now imparting a part of you to your audience. Your belief, whatever you say, you influence, you persuade them. Now, let me share you my formula. And I actually have this word, super. Let's start with S. Okay? So S stands for start. When I say start, that is actually yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. So if you do not know what you're capable of, don't expect that you can share your potential to anyone. So you start now believing in yourself. Of course, you should know your own story, right? If you wanted to be a host and you are just, hesitant, if you can be, then yes, you can be. It's just that you have to start, not tomorrow. I mean, not tonight, of course, because you cannot host yet tonight, right? But you can start planning. Although you can start planning tonight, you can start jotting it down in your journal and in your bucket list. That is, if you are pursuing hosting. Now, let me give you a glimpse of my hosting career, my hosting journey. Just to share this, I actually started hosting 14 years old. Yeah, that young, in a fiesta. But this picture here that you can see, these are my first events that I am actually paid already. My biggest crowd hosting was way back 2017 with a TV actor, starstruck Steven Silva. Imagine that. And I will be sharing as well to you later. Okay, how did I do that? How did I come up to being a paid host from a host in a fiesta, 14 years old? Wow, can you imagine that? I am that young, and I just really love to hold the microphone. Not for me to be famous, but I believe that there's power in the microphone, that I can be heard, that I can influence people. And that's actually something to do with my passion. I believe it's my mission. So now I started to understand what is really behind that passion. I tried to dig deeper, and let me share this to you. Of course, I unlocked what is really MC, right? I have to search what is really being an MC all about. Well, an MC is the person who serve as the host of an event by introducing performers, speakers, or other participants. So, Coach MJ, what is the difference between MC and a host? Well, it's actually similar. It's just that MC is for a particular event. Now, for the host, that is being used for TV shows like series. But right now, it's already being used commonly. So you can no longer hear MC, but host, right? So, what is a professional MC? Professional MC are often hired to host an event, open a seminar series, just like this, like Coach Ayo, or act as the master of ceremonies for events ranging from charity auctions to general annual meetings for large corporations. So that is what a professional MC is all about, right? And I believe most of you here are aware already what is this word all about. So I'm just giving you a glimpse to those who aren't familiar yet. Okay, but the question there, why? Why do you want to be an MC? Is it because you wanted to earn money? Is it because you wanted to be famous? Or is it because you have that passion burning in your heart that you wanted to share and amplify that mission? So, this MC or hosting, to tell you, my dear friends, it teaches us the most valuable lesson of leadership. Yes, you heard it right. The captain of the ship, where every decision to make is nothing but reach destination, so called the event objectives. Because it's not all about you, it is all about the objective of a particular event. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? And what the client would want to achieve? Because again, do not forget this, take note of this, my dear friends. Being an MC is the best representation to your client. Your client would choose the best MC because they want to be represented best. So, and that is you. You are the MC or the host of the event. Now, let us proceed to, uh, wait, where did I stop earlier? That is understand. Okay. And letter P is plan. Okay. So for plan, it's really necessary. Why? Because it's not only applicable in hosting. It is not only applicable in hosting. In every day of our life, we have to plan. There is this very common saying that goes, if you fail to plan, it's like you are planning to fail, right? So with that, you really have to plan ahead of time with your personal goal, your short-term goal, your long-term goal. And if you are in the event industry, you really have to plan with your clients. Like for example, you have this first gig. Okay, let's say for example, you really took that challenge. Okay, I'm now equipped by Coach MJ, so I'll try to make my first event. And so there's planning there. You have to plan ahead of time what you want to achieve with your client. You have to set a meeting with your client, and you really have to sit down together, because if you don't, and you will just proceed to the event, you will absolutely mess up. And again, let's go back to square one. You are the best representation of your client. You wouldn't know what to achieve if you do not plan ahead of time. So there should always be a meeting, right? May it be virtual or may it be face to face. Okay. Now we have this letter E here. It's engage. Okay. As you hear this very common adage that goes, teach me and I will learn, right? But involve me and I will never forget, because you engage the audience. So if you are already in the event, if you are already hosting a particular event, then do not forget that the audience is absolutely part of it, and they're actually very important. That is why there is a party or an event, right? Because the client would want to make her or his guest happy, right? So you engage them, you involve them, most especially in the planning part. You involve your client, so at least you would know the do's and don'ts. Because again, there is no such thing as one plan fits to all. Okay, that's why I cannot really tell you, okay, here's what you need to plan, because it would absolutely depend on your client's profile, on your client's belief. You have as a host, you have to be very flexible enough for that. And for you not to mess up, you have to engage them in planning. And during the event, you also have to engage, persuade them, use what you have learned from Coach Prisma, the charisma, right? On how you can, tell your audience to join a particular game. And what do I do? Coach MJ, question. What do you do if they're not gonna join? It's my first time as a host, and they are not even talking. They're just like giving me a blank face. What am I supposed to do? Well, you have to really keep that smile, okay? Just keep smiling, guys. I know you are nervous, but just keep that smile because that's part of your charisma. And this time, you involve the client. For example, let's say, for example, a wedding, okay? And now you are now initiating a game, and nobody's participating. Now, you may actually use your client, okay, by saying, okay, who among you here loves the couple? Of course, nobody would stand at first question. Second question, oh, I can see nobody standing. I believe our couple would be very happy to see that their audience or their guest here loves them and they care for them. So I will now be asking the client or the newlywed couple to tell me names, and I will absolutely go to those persons and persuade them with my beauty, my charisma, and of course, tell them pasikreto, "Hoy, pagbigyan na natin. Kasi request kayo ng client. I know you are special enough kasi ikaw yung na-request." So they cannot say no to that. Why? Because it's actually his or her friend who invited him or her to that particular event, right? So that is how you build power when you want to engage your audience. Okay? Now, let's have this letter R here, rapport. What is this rapport all about? This rapport is about what do you call that? The topic of Coach Joy last night. If you guys were here last night, if you tuned in last night, you should have known already how to build a rapport, right? To the people that you wanted to network with. So building rapport is a special skill, but it can absolutely be learned. But how, Coach MJ? I don't even know what's that word rapport. Well, rapport is building connection. It's like if there's like a wall there, you're actually breaking that wall, that barrier between you and your audience. How do I do that in a particular event? I really make sure that I arrive earlier before the client. Okay, why? Because at least first thing first that I have to do is to, of course, familiarize the place. And I start building rapport not only to my direct client, not only to my guests, but of course the people who will be working with you for the success of the event. Who are these people? These are actually the caterer, the man standing there to assist you with the music, the DJ, the cameraman, and all the people behind the scene that you think they are not really that important, but they are. You really have to build rapport to them because they are the key to make your event successful. And of course, it's building connection, right? Coach Feljoy, if you are here tonight. And also, right after I build rapport with those people who's helping me, I will now start talking. I am to the guest who arrives in the particular event. I start smiling to them, and if I notice something very beautiful, like their dress or how they look, I will really acknowledge that. Like, wow, if I see like a grandma, she's so pretty, I'll approach her. Hello, ma'am. I'm Coach. I'm sorry. I'm host MJ. I'll be your host later, and I just want to tell you, you look so awesome tonight. You look so pretty, and they start smiling at you, although they feel like awkward because I'm a little feeling close. But of course, you have to temp check as well, right? You have to really observe first before you make an attack. Okay, so that is building rapport. Very, very important. Not only in hosting but in any walks of life. It's very important. Okay, so there you have it. Now, let me have the next one. We are done already with the super. Now let's unlock power. Power. P stands for personalize. What do you mean by that? Personalize. You should have your own brand. Okay. I am not really against to imitation. Okay. I will be practical. Okay. I'm not saying that it's bad if you imitate, because if you try to look at it, the successful chefs, the successful cook, in their world, they will not be like, oh, hey, you copy the recipe. Well, no. Before they actually became that super chef, they started basic. They started imitating the recipe. But what's bad there is if you stuck in imitating. Okay. Now, how did that chef become, a super chef? Of course, he or she started doing adding any ingredient that would make it a brand that would represent him or her. So that is where personalize gets in. Okay. So personalize yourself, have a brand to yourself that if they hear my name, MJ, oh, that is actually the super energetic host. She has a lot of energy, oozing energy. And that is the brand that I'm actually building. I did not tell them that I am super energetic. The super energetic word actually came in from the audience, from the feedback right after every event, because I make it a point that I personalize my attack. Okay. So again, personalize. Okay. Also, let me before I forget the games. Okay, in your event. Let's say, for example, birthday. Okay, the name of the celebrant is Mary Gale. Okay, let's say, for example, it's my baby's name, Mary Gale. Uh, you will be playing Hep Hep Hooray. So instead of saying Hep Hep Hooray, which is everybody knows that, right? So to personalize that, you can say Mary Gale, Mary Gale. So there is like a touch, right? You personalize it. So there is much impact and it will never be forgotten. Okay? So that is personalized. Now, this one is very important. As psychology says, right? First and last impression last, right? I know everybody would agree with me that the moment you first see a person with the look, we actually have these two images in a person that we cannot forget. First is the physical image, right? And that is what we are so focused on. We build with our physical image. We really want to make sure that we look good, we look pretty, we look represented, we call that, we look professional. But let's not forget that there's actually one more important than your looks, and that is actually your instrument, your vocal image. And how are you going to make an outstanding impression with your vocal image? Well, you should know how to play with your instrument. Okay, you have to really practice. Practice makes well, it doesn't make perfect. Nobody's perfect, but it would absolutely help us improve and be better, right? Coach MJ, how did you practice with your vocal? Do you really sound like that like 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Well, I just want to tell you, no, I don't sound this way. And you as well, the voice that you have right now is not your natural voice. We actually lost our natural voice and natural vocal image way back like 2 years old, 3 years old. This is not anymore our natural. This is actually because of the experience that we have, and it's a series of habits that we do in a daily basis. That's why we have this kind of vocal image. So how do you make an outstanding impression with your vocal image? The moment that you see your client or your prospect client, given the physical appearance that you look that you look professional, you look professional enough to represent them. Um, you have to sound professional as well. How do you do that? You have to make sure that you are extra aware of how you sound like. And if you are not yet pretty sure as to how you sound like over the microphone, you can start practicing it by recording yourself. You do that, coach? Yes, I do that. I record my voice. I actually record myself talking, and I'm correcting as well myself. I also let coaches and people who's really good in coaching correct it. So at least there's learning on it, and I can improve myself, right? Okay, now this W here, winning mindset. What do you mean by winning mindset? Win, positive, optimism, right? Before the event, you should have that in mind that this one is a successful event. I will nail this. This will be the most amazing event in my entire career. I actually have that mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever I host an event, may it be a small event or a big event, I keep on my in my mind like as if it's my last event in my life, so that I really would give my 105% energy and 105% um, ideas and everything. So if you have that winning mindset, everything would follow. Everything absolutely will be in place, because again, our mind is very powerful. Whatever you keep telling yourself, that would absolutely be realized. And I believe in law of affirmation. Of course, law of affirmation does my life when I was like 15 years old, yeah, 14 years old, I really affirm like, host lang ako ngayon sa fiesta, pero in many years from now, I will absolutely be in a big stage and I'll be talking to people. And I affirm that. And now I start doing it, right? With you guys and with the people I meet. So there, winning mindset, very important. Okay. Okay, this one, exceed expectation. What do you mean by exceed expectation? Well, if the client would say, do this and do that, you should always keep in mind that you exceed their expectations. Let me give you a perfect example. I have this event, a children's party, okay, and the theme was like a pool party. So since I am a swimming coach as well, I wanted to exceed their expectations that I don't only know how to host, but I can also be a swimming instructor. So what I did was I incorporate my games to that. Actually have like 15 minutes floating lesson, and they were very happy. They were enjoying and they were really amazed that I made like two, three, I believe, children float in just like that very short span of time. And up until now, that client won't ever forget me, because I made like their expectation exceeded, right? So you have to create surprises. You have to create something that would spice them up. Okay. So now let's have the last one. That's repeat. Okay. Repeat meaning to say you have to be very consistent. Consistency is key, right? You don't just do that for you to, amaze or gain clients. You do that because you wanted to fulfill that mission. And always remember that, coach what coach Ayo mentioned last night, that the most effective way of advertising yourself is not actually the paid videos, advertisements, commercial. The most effective are the word of mouth. Okay, what your audience would feel that time, the moment that you hosted a particular event, would somehow give them that impression that, hey, this is the perfect host that I would want in any event in the future. And to tell you, I have this experience. My first ever hosting that I said to myself, hey, right after that Steven Silva hosting, I told myself, I think I can do this because that's really a big crowd. I want to set the bar high and make my own brand now. So I start creating a page. I start creating my name. And here's a couple. She's actually my co-teacher, Mom Riza. I can't forget her. She said that they're looking for a host. What I did, I volunteered. I told Mom Riza, hey, Mom Riza, I can host your wedding. And she said, well, really? How much? Since I'm starting that time, I told her it's for free. I just have one favor. Can I cover the entire event? Because I wanted to start this as my sideline hustle. And she said, of course, you can. And so there, I started doing it, and I was overwhelmed with the feedback. And you know what happened? One of her audience there who witnessed that event called me after, I believe, a year, if I'm not mistaken. And that was really a big client. I had like, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 10K event. And it's only 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours. It's a reunion, reunion of the 50th reunion of a particular professionals, and yeah, 10,000 is just a penny for them because they're all professionals, and I was like really amazed. Wow. See, so if you are consistent, you are really nailing it out consistently, then absolutely these people who's watching you would absolutely make a testimony that you are doing great and that you are the perfect host for them. Right? Now let's so those are the do's, right? Those are the perfect things that we have to do. Let us now proceed to don'ts. What are the things that you should keep in mind in hosting events? First, D, never demand. Okay? Demand, when I say demand, it's totally different when you demand and you somehow ask favor. Okay? When you demand, you would sound this way. Ma'am, 10,000 po ito eh. 15,000 po ito, ma'am, na event. Um, Without even telling, your client what's in it for them, right? That's demand. But when you say that you are professional enough to lay out your cards as to how much your worth is, you have to tell them first what are the things that are in store for them. Okay, what's in it for them? Why do they have to really pay that much in order for you to convince them? And you don't have to convince them actually, because if they've seen the bigger picture as to why you are valued that much, it's actually going to be very easy to get a yes from your client. So lay down first all the cards. Okay, tell them what's in it for them. Okay, and then right after that, if they're gonna ask you, then that's the time that you tell them professionally what are the inclusions. Okay, so that is demand. A, anxious. Okay, never be anxious. Coach MJ, I really want to talk like you. Coach MJ, I really want to sound like you. Well, here's the thing. Okay, why are you anxious? Why are you nervous when you're in the stage or you're holding a microphone? Can Can somebody tell me what made you anxious or afraid from my dear audience? Okay, I'm seeing a lot here. Okay, can you use the chat box for me, please? I want to see you typing in what made you nervous whenever you're holding a microphone. Audience, that's true, Kate. Why are you scared? Are you scared to them? Kate? Of course. Coach MJ, how do you manage these audience who are very intimidating? Well, again, building rapport is my number one key. If you already have, unlocked that rapport, it is not gonna be very hard for you to not really manipulate. That's not really a positive word, but it's not really hard for you to encourage them to join your game or whatever you want them to do. Okay. Okay, thank you so much to those participants who are using the chat box here. I really would love seeing you maximizing it. Okay, now let's proceed to wait, before I forget the anxious thing. Also one thing that you have to remember: why are you scared, or why are you nervous? Because you are very particular on focusing on yourself. How do you look? How do you sound? Is my hair perfectly done? Is my kilay perfectly done? Do I sound good? Is my grammar right? There's a lot of factors that would hinder you to be super energetic host or super host, right? Or powerful host. Why not? Try to shift your mindset. Try to shift your mindset as to, why are you there? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Am I here to be judged by these people? Actually, guys, 99% they don't care. Okay? It's just your mindset. It is actually your mind telling you that these people are judging you. Okay? So switch that mindset. Switch that mindset to telling yourself, whatever it is, I am here for a sense of purpose. I am here because I will fulfill my mission, and that's my audience. Okay? So if you have that mindset that it's all about your audience and not all about you, believe me, this anxiousness, this will absolutely diminish. It may not be you will still be a little bit nervous, but not that much anymore. Okay? So now let us have the next one. What happened? It seems that I have glitch. My screen is not working. I mean, oh, there you go. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let me just show everything there. R is for react. Okay. What is that react? Don't react to negative people. Okay. Negatively. Don't react to negative people negatively, because you should always have a reaction. May it be a bad feedback or good feedback, you always have, you should have you should always react to it positively. Coach MJ, have you experienced that kind of situation wherein your professionalism was tested? Yes, I've experienced that from a particular coordinator. He shouted at me in front of the entourage, telling me that I don't know what I'm doing, because the situation is this: the audience or participants are waiting already for like 45 minutes, and the groom and the bride arrived so late because of the pictorial and all. So what happened was, I asked them to line up already, and I didn't know that the coordinator has this plan of makeover. Okay, so because I am the host, I feel like the urgency that we have to start and ask the entourage, is it okay if we start? And they said yes. And this coordinator approached me with a very mad face and told me, "Hey, MJ, why did you start? Like, uh, are you not supposed to ask me first?" And I was actually looking for him, but I can't find him anywhere. So what I did, I just apologized. Okay, I know I wasn't wrong, but I have to. Okay, I have to apologize for my own peace, because I don't want any negative feeling. I am just starting my program. I can't mess up. I apologized. I politely told him, "My bad. I should have asked you. I was trying to look for you, but for some reason I can't find you. But that's actually something that is my fault because I should have looked for you more in the place." And the entourage told me, "Don't mind him. Keep going." And I just smiled. "It's okay. It's okay." But you know what happened right after the event? Well, the person, I approached him and I told him, thank you for helping us." And he acknowledged his fault. Okay. Whatever the reaction of the people, it's not something to do with you. It's something to do with them. Okay. Always remember, we always have the power to have that kind of mindset, that whatever is happening around you, you have the power to control your emotion. Okay? Control it. And next is neglect. Never ever neglect the audience feedback. Okay? Do not simply filter the positive feedback, but also the things that you can improve on. Nobody's perfect, and I always ask feedback, not only in my hosting but also with my students, because I wanted to improve so I can amplify more my mission in life and I can be more effective. So never neglect those things that is your opportunities. I don't consider it as a weakness, but an opportunity to grow. Okay? And lastly, never assume. Mga asumera. Never ever do that. Okay? Why? Because when you assume, you fail your client. You will have that mindset na okay lang to kasi it works naman for my previous client. What if they have different religion? It worked. They were having fun because of that game, a naughty game. But what if this kind of clients are more conservative? So never ever assume. Okay, ask and do not be afraid to ask. Okay, never assume. So there you have it. These are the don'ts. Never demand, never feel anxious, don't react negatively to negative people, neglect, and assume. Okay? And I believe I already have covered the super power and the don'ts. So that is all for tonight. I am now open for some Q&A for